He accidentally captured an alien girl with his trap. She feared he'd eat her. Alex Carter trudged through the snow of Glacius 3, boots sinking deep into the icy drifts. A sharp wind carried flakes that stung his weathered face. He moved toward his trap line, a routine etched into his solitary life. Something glinted ahead, not the familiar fur of a frost wolf. Silver skin caught the faint light. Bright blue eyes locked onto his, wide with fear. The frozen landscape stretched vast, a silent expanse of frost-covered cliffs and jagged ice forests. 3,000 kilometers of desolation surrounded him, cold and unyielding. Twin moons hung low, casting long, eerie shadows that shifted with each step. The air held a stillness, broken only by the wind's low howl. Lira struggled in the trap, pain shooting through her leg as the metallic jaws held tight. Her heart raced. This human would surely kill her. Stories of their kind, hunters, warriors, flooded her mind. You set this trap. Release me now, or pay the price. Her voice sliced through the cold, sharp with panic, yet steady with defiance. Alex knelt beside her, hands steady as he worked the trap's release. Hold still. I'm not your enemy. His tone was calm, laced with curiosity about this strange figure. Her suit drew his gaze, ultralight and pulsing softly, like a living thing. It hummed with unfamiliar tech, radiating warmth against the biting chill. His thick jacket hung heavy, leather pants creaking as he moved. The metal bracelet on his wrist clinked faintly, a relic from a past life. His angular face, framed by a light beard, softened with concern. Brown hair, cropped short, dusted with snow, framed deep blue eyes that studied her carefully. Memories flickered in his mind. 5 years ago, war tore through the stars. His unit fought fiercely, then fled, abandoning him on this frozen world. He became a hunter, surviving alone on Glacius 3. No ships came, no rescue called. Only the cold remained. Lyra's breathing steadied, fear easing but not gone. Her mission weighed heavily, a Xeno spy from Xenon, 12 light years away, tasked with observing humans. Engagement was forbidden. Discovery meant failure. Yet the cold pressed in, and her injury throbbed. She had little choice but to follow him. Alex stood, brushing snow from his knees. You'll freeze out here. My shelter's close. His voice carried a serious edge, curiosity tempered by caution. He gestured toward the horizon, where ice cliffs loomed under the moon's glow. Lyra's thoughts churned. She was trained to watch, not interact. Exposure risked everything, her mission, her people. But survival demanded trust, at least for now. She nodded, limping as they started toward his shelter. The cold, biting at 50 degrees, gnawed at her senses. Shadows stretched long, moving with them across the ice. The shelter emerged, a small structure of scrap metal and ice blocks, sturdy against the storms. Inside, a heater cast a faint warmth. Lira stepped in, her suit adjusting seamlessly to the shift. Protocols screamed in her mind. Observe, report, stay distant. But the warmth was a relief and she hesitated. Alex rummaged through supplies, pulling out preserved frost wolf meat. Eat this, keeps you going. A hint of sarcasm softened his words. Not much, but it's safe. He offered a piece, watching her closely. Lira accepted it, chewing slowly. I am from Xenon, she said, voice measured. Our world builds advanced tech, lives by strict rules. No room for emotions. Her words were careful, revealing only what felt safe. A drone hummed quietly in the corner, a relic from Alex's military days. It scanned the room, noting his posture, relaxed, open, unlike his usual guarded stance. 5 years alone had hardened him, yet this stranger stirred something new. Lyra's suit vibrated faintly, adapting to the shelter's chill. Alex raised an eyebrow. That suit's something else. Better than my gear. His tone held respect, curiosity growing. They sat across from each other, the small space closing the distance. Alex spoke of Earth, its vibrant cultures, its chaos, and its beauty. Lira shared Xenon's sterile efficiency, a world of order but no warmth. Their stories, though worlds apart, found common ground. Lira faltered briefly. My observations show humans as unpredictable. She caught herself, deflecting with a quick smile. From tales I've heard. Her heart skipped, hoping he missed the slip. Alex noticed her unease, his gaze softening. He held up his bracelet. This was a gift, from a friend lost in the war. His voice dropped, gentle, revealing a crack in his guarded heart. Lyra's blue eyes met his, curiosity flickering. His resilience, his quiet strength stirred her. Her sharp edges softened, just a fraction. A faint beep sounded from her suit, a signal from her Xeno team, searching somewhere out there. Alex didn't hear it. His focus was on her. For now, the moment held them both. Lira sat stiffly in Alex's shelter, her silver skin catching the heater's glow. The small space felt confining, yet warm against Glacius 3's relentless cold. Her suit hummed softly, adjusting to the temperature shift. Her mission pulsed in her mind. Observe humans, report to Xenon, stay detached. But her leg ached from the trap, and Alex's steady presence challenged her resolve. She watched him move, deliberate and calm, as he prepared another portion of frost wolf meat. Alex slid the plate toward her, his lips curling slightly. Second helping? You look half-starved. His tone carried a playful sarcasm, easing the tension in the air. He leaned back, jacket creaking, his bracelet glinting under the dim light. His eyes, deep blue, studied her with a mix of curiosity and caution. Lira hesitated, then took the meat. I am Lira, from Xenon. Her voice was soft but precise, testing how much to reveal. Our world thrives on technology, order above all. Emotions are inefficient. She chewed slowly, her glowing eyes flicking to the shelter's walls, scarred with tally marks from Alex's lonely years. The drone in the corner whirred faintly, its sensors scanning the room. A relic from Alex's military days, it noted his posture, relaxed, shoulders loose, a rarity for a man who lived like a fortress. 5 years of solitude had made him wary, yet Lyra's presence stirred something unguarded. It logged the shift, silent and unnoticed. Lyra's suit pulsed again, its tech adapting effortlessly to the shelter's chill. Alex nodded at it, impressed. That thing's built for this planet. Wish I had one. His words were light, but his gaze lingered, piecing together her origins. Xenon, she'd said, a world 12 light-years away, known for its cold precision. Alex leaned forward, elbows on his knees. Earth's different, messy, loud. People fight, love, create. His voice softened, painting cities and forests with words. Lira listened, her scientific mind cataloging his passion. Xenon had no equivalent, no art, no chaos, just sterile efficiency. She shared a glimpse of her home, its towering cities of glass and steel, where 500 million lived in rigid harmony. A slip came unbidden. My observations show humans as reckless. She froze, her words too clinical, too revealing. She forced a laugh, deflecting. Stories from traders, I mean. Her heart raced, hoping Alex missed the hint of her true purpose. Alex caught the falter, his brow furrowing. He didn't press, though. Instead, he tapped his bracelet. This kept me sane out here. A friend gave it to me before. His voice trailed off, heavy with loss. He met her eyes, offering a piece of himself, a quiet invitation to trust. Lyra's sharp demeanor softened, her blue eyes reflecting his openness. She saw resilience in him, a strength forged in isolation. You survive alone. That is remarkable. Her words, usually clipped, held a trace of warmth, surprising even herself. A faint beep broke the moment, her suit signaling a distant Xeno search team. It was weak, barely audible, lost in the hum of the heater. Alex didn't notice. His focus was on her face, searching for what she held back. Lira ignored the signal, her mission fading against the pull of this human's quiet strength. Days blended into a fragile rhythm. Alex led Lira through the ice forests, teaching her to spot safe paths. Step lightly here. Ice hides cracks. His grin flashed, rare and warm, as they navigated the frozen maze. Lira followed, her suit glowing faintly, adapting to the 50-degree chill. Under the auroras they sat, the sky alive with colors stretching 200 kilometers. Alex spoke of Earth's music, its rhythm in his blood. Lira shared Xenon's star charts, precise maps of a galaxy she'd never felt. Their stories wove a thread, delicate but growing stronger. Lyra's questions deepened. Why do humans feel so much? It clouds judgment. Her tone was curious, not cold, her scientific lens bending under Alex's quiet passion. He chuckled, shaking his head. Feeling's what keeps us going, keeps us human. A crisis struck without warning. An ice shelf groaned, then split, the ground trembling beneath them. Alex grabbed Lyra's arm, pulling her back. They moved as one, dodging falling shards, their breaths sinking in the chaos. Trust solidified in the shared danger, unspoken but real. A frost wolf watched from a ridge, its eyes tracking their harmony. Two beings, so different, moved as if bound by instinct. The planet itself seemed to pause, noting the shift. Lira spoke of Xenon's wars, scars like Alex's own. We fought for order, lost much. Her voice held a new weight, mirroring his past. He nodded, understanding without words. Alex carved a small ice figure, a wolf, and handed it to her. For you. Something to hold on to. Lira took it, her fingers brushing his, warmth sparking in the cold. Her suit's signal grew louder, a warning of her team's approach. She pushed it down, unwilling to break the moment. Alex's eyes held hers, unaware of the danger closing in. The ice forests of Glacius 3 glittered under the twin moons, their light weaving through frozen branches. Alex led Lira along a narrow path, his boots crunching softly on the snow. Keep to the ridges, less chance of a slide. His voice carried a playful edge, a grin flickering as he glanced back. Lira followed, her suit glowing faintly, its tech humming against the 50-degree chill. Her steps were cautious but growing steadier, guided by his lead. Days had passed in a quiet rhythm, their time split between survival and stories. Alex pointed out markers he'd carved into ice trunks, signs to avoid hidden crevasses. Took me a year to map these. His tone was light, but pride threaded through it. Lira watched him, her blue eyes tracing his movements. His strength, honed by years alone, fascinated her analytical mind. Under the auroras they paused, the sky ablaze with colors stretching 200 kilometers. Alex sat on a frozen log, his jacket creaking. Earth had skies like this, made you feel small, but alive. His words were soft, pulling Lira into memories of a world she'd never seen. She tilted her head, silver hair catching the light. Xenon's skies are mapped, not felt. Her voice held a new curiosity, less clinical, as if testing the idea of feeling. Lyra's questions grew bolder. Your emotions drive you. How do you control them? Her tone was earnest, her scientific lens cracking under Alex's quiet fire. He chuckled, rubbing his bracelet. You don't control them. You live with them. His eyes met hers, gentle but firm, inviting her to understand. Her mission gnawed at her thoughts. Report on humans. Stay detached. Yet Alex's presence pulled her closer. Like gravity she couldn't calculate. She deflected with a quip. Your chaos would break Xenon's systems. A smile flickered, but her eyes betrayed conflict, a tug between duty and something new. A rumble broke the night. An ice shelf shifted, cracking loud enough to echo through the forest. Alex grabbed Lyra's hand, pulling her toward solid ground. Move now! His voice was sharp, all focus. Ice shards rained down, glinting in the auroral light. Lyra's suit flared, shielding her from a stray fragment. They dove behind a frozen ridge, breathless, their shoulders pressed close. Trust took root in the chaos, unspoken but solid. A frost wolf watched from a distant rise, its silver eyes tracking their movements. Two beings, human and alien, moved as one, their harmony strange against the planet's cold indifference. Its head tilted, sensing a shift in the world's rhythm, a balance forming where none belonged. Back at the shelter, Lira spoke of Xenon's past. Wars shaped us. Order was our survival. Her voice was low, heavy with history. Alex nodded, his own scars echoing hers. Earth's wars left me here. Same cost, different fight. His words bridged their worlds, a shared weight forging connection. Alex knelt by the heater, carving ice with a small blade. His hands moved deftly, shaping a delicate star. He handed it to Lira, his grin soft. Something to remind you of your skies. Her fingers brushed his as she took it, warmth spreading through her despite the cold. You make beauty from nothing. Her words were blunt, almost surprised, her sharp edges softening further. Lyra's suit beeped again, louder now, a signal from her Xeno team closing in. She glanced at it, then away, her focus on Alex's face. The mission felt distant, its pull weaker against the growing bond. She tucked the ice star into her suit, a small act of defiance against her orders. Alex leaned back, his bracelet catching the light. You're holding something back. Want to share? His tone was gentle, not pressing, but his eyes searched hers. Lyra's laugh was quick, deflecting again. Just thinking your planet sounds too loud. Her wit masked the turmoil, but her gaze lingered, drawn to his quiet strength. They stepped outside, the auroras painting the sky. Alex pointed to a constellation. That's Orion, Hunter's Guide. Lira traced it with her eyes, then shared a Xenon star pattern, her voice softening. We call that cluster Vera, means endurance. Their words wove together, stories blending across worlds. The shelter's warmth welcomed them back. Lira sat closer now, her suit's glow dimming as it conserved power. Alex stoked the heater, his movement steady. You're not like I expected. Aliens, I mean. His grin was half sarcastic, half genuine. Lyra's lips twitched. You're not the savage I feared. Her bluntness held a warmth, a shift from her guarded start. Her suit's signal pulsed stronger, a warning of her team's approach. She ignored it, her focus locked on Alex, on the fragile bridge they were building. The ice star rested in her hand, a symbol of something she couldn't yet name. The ice cliffs of Glacius 3 loomed high, their jagged edges catching the aurora's glow. Alex and Lira trekked back from the forest, their steps in sync despite the uneven ice. A sharp beep cut through the silence, urgent and piercing. Lira glanced at her suit, its display flashing red. Her Xeno team was close, only 50 kilometers away, their drones slicing through the planet's icy fog. Her heart quickened, but she kept her face steady, masking the dread. Alex glanced over, his brow furrowed. Your suit's chatty today. His tone was light, teasing, but his blue eyes searched hers. Lira forced a smile, her voice sharp with practiced ease. Just a glitch. Tech's not perfect. She quickened her pace, hoping to outrun the signal and the truth it carried. They reached a clearing, the cliffs towering above like silent sentinels. Lira stopped, her breath visible in the 50-degree air. She couldn't hold it in anymore. Alex, I haven't been honest. Her words came blunt, almost harsh, cutting through the cold. I'm a spy from Xenon, sent to study humans, your weaknesses, your ways. Alex froze, his face hardening. The bracelet on his wrist glinted as he crossed his arms. A spy? His voice dripped with sarcasm, masking the sting of betrayal. So all this, our talks, the ice star, was just you taking notes? His eyes narrowed, but pain flickered beneath the anger, raw and unguarded. Far above, a Xeno scout drone hovered, its sensors locked on Lyra's signal. Its pilot, a young Xeno named Vren, hesitated at his controls. Lyra's actions puzzled him. She was deviating, lingering with a human. Duty demanded he report her, but curiosity held him back. What was she finding in this frozen wasteland? He adjusted the drone's scan, watching from afar. Lyra's shoulders slumped, her glowing eyes meeting Alex's. I was sent to observe, yes, but you're more than data. Her voice softened, blunt honesty replacing her usual sharpness. You're not what I expected. I can't follow orders anymore. Fear laced her words, not of him, but of losing what they'd built. Alex's jaw tightened, his gaze softening despite himself. You lied to me. After everything. His voice was low, hurt seeping through. He turned away, staring at the cliffs, their frost cracking faintly in the cold. The sound echoed their tension, sharp and brittle. Lyra stepped closer, her suit projecting a faint hologram. Xenon cities appeared, sterile towers of glass and steel, efficient but lifeless. This is my world, cold, ordered. Nothing like your stories of Earth. Her voice trembled, revealing a crack in her resolve. You showed me something real. I don't want to lose it. Alex turned back, his eyes tracing the hologram. You've got a choice, Lyra. His tone was firm, challenging, but his gaze held a quiet plea. Your mission or this, whatever this is. He gestured between them, his bracelet catching the auroral light, a symbol of his own fragile trust. Lyra's chest tightened, her mind a storm of duty and desire. She opened her mouth, then closed it, words failing her. The signal from her suit pulsed louder, a reminder of the closing Xeno team. Her fingers brushed the ice star in her pocket, its edges smooth from her touch. She wanted to speak, to explain, but the weight of her choice silenced her. The cliffs groaned, a faint crack splitting the air. Alex grabbed her arm, pulling her back from a shifting ice ledge. Careful, this place doesn't care about your secrets. His voice was gruff, but his grip was steady, protective. Lyra's eyes met his, her bluntness returning. I don't want to hurt you, but I don't know how to fix this. They stood in the clearing, the auroras swirling above, casting their faces in shifting light. Alex's sarcasm returned, softer now. Well, you've got my attention. What's next, a spy? His words were sharp, but his eyes held a flicker of hope, searching for truth in her gaze. Lyra's suit beeped again, insistent, pulling her back to reality. Her team was closer now, their drones scanning the ice. She looked at Alex, his rugged face framed by the cold. I need time, she said, her voice raw, to choose. Her honesty hung between them, fragile as the ice around them. Alex nodded, his expression unreadable. Time's not something this planet gives freely. He turned, leading the way back to the shelter. Lyra followed, her steps heavy, the ice star a quiet weight in her pocket. The signal pulsed, a countdown she couldn't ignore, as the cliffs stood silent, watching their fragile bond strain under the truth. The ice forest of Glacius 3 shimmered under the twin moons, their light fractured by frozen branches. A low hum broke the silence, growing louder, mechanical. Xeno drones sliced through the icy fog, their sleek forms glinting like predators. Lyra's suit flashed red, its signal screaming her location. Her heart pounded as she grabbed Alex's arm. They're here! My team! Her voice was sharp, urgent, her blue eyes wide with fear. Alex's face hardened, his military instincts kicking in. Move! We can lose them! He pulled her toward the trees, his boots gripping the snow, their breasts puffed out, visible in the 60-degree air, as adrenaline surged. The drone's hum grew closer, their sensors sweeping the forest like invisible nets. Lyra's fingers flew over her suit's controls, jamming the drone's scans. The suit's glow dimmed, its power draining fast. This'll buy us time, not much. Her tone was clipped, her focus razor sharp. She glanced at Alex, his angular face set with determination. Guilt gnawed at her. She'd brought this danger to him. Alex led them through a narrow ice canyon, its walls towering high, slick with frost. Stay low. Drones can't scan tight spaces. His voice was steady, his training guiding every step. He ducked under a frozen overhang, pulling Lira close. Their shoulders brushed, a fleeting warmth in the biting cold. A drone's stunned pulse cracked the air, grazing Alex's arm. He grunted, pain flaring, but kept moving. His jacket tore slightly, the bracelet glinting as he shielded Lira. "Keep going. I'm fine." His tone was gruff, but his eyes flicked to her, protective despite the betrayal still raw between them. Lyra's hand hovered over a hidden panel in her suit, revealing a Xenon pulse weapon. Its sleek design hummed with lethal potential. She froze, her breath catching. "I can't use this. Not on them." Her voice broke, torn between loyalty to her kind and the bond with Alex. Her glowing eyes met his, pleading for understanding. High above, the Xeno commander watched from an orbiting ship, his console tracking Lyra's fading signal. His silver face tightened, suspicion growing. "She's evading us. Why?" His voice was cold, analytical, as he adjusted the drone's patterns. Lyra's deviation was a puzzle, one that threatened Xenon's rigid order. Alex and Lira reached a hidden cave, its entrance barely visible behind a curtain of ice. They slipped inside, their panting breaths echoing off the walls. The drone's hum grew louder, circling closer. Alex crouched, checking his arm. "Close call. You okay?" His tone softened, concern cutting through his guarded edge. Lyra's emotions erupted, her voice raw. "I can't go back, Alex. Xenon's cold, empty. You showed me something real." Her hands trembled, clutching the ice star in her pocket. Love, a word she barely understood, burned in her chest. "I love you. I can't lose this." Her bluntness stunned even her, the confession spilling out under the cave's dim glow. The drone's hum filled the air, their sensors probing the cave's entrance. Alex's eyes locked onto hers, his sarcasm gone. "You're sure? This is your last chance." His voice was quiet, urgent, as the weight of her choice pressed down. Lira nodded, her glowing eyes resolute, the signal from her suit a fading echo of her past. She pressed a final command into her suit, disabling its tracking. The red light flickered out, severing her link to Xenon. "It's done." Her voice was steady, but her hands shook. Alex reached out, his fingers brushing hers, a silent promise in the touch. The drones circled closer, their hum a relentless pulse. Alex scanned the cave, his mind racing. "We can use my traps. Slow them down." His tone was sharp, tactical, as he pulled a small device from his jacket. A hunter's tool, rigged to disrupt tech. Lira nodded, her suit's data feeding him weak points in the drone's design. They worked fast, setting a trap at the cave's mouth. The first drone hovered near, its sensors whirring. Alex triggered the device, a pulse scrambling its systems. The drone spun, crashing into the ice with a metallic crunch. Lyra's breath caught, relief mixing with fear. "One down, more coming." Her voice was tight, her focus locked on the fight. They moved deeper into the cave, the walls glinting with frost. Alex's arm throbbed, but he pushed it aside, his eyes on Lira. "We'll make it. Together." His words were firm, a vow forged in the chaos. Lyra's hand tightened around the ice star, its edges grounding her. The drone's hum faded slightly, their scans faltering. Alex and Lira crouched in the shadows, their breaths sinking. The cave's silence wrapped around them, a fragile shield against the pursuit. Her choice was made, but the fight was far from over. The cave's walls dripped with faint frost, echoing the drone's persistent hum outside. Lyra's fingers trembled on her suit's controls, the red light flickering one last time before dying out. She had done it, disabled the tracking, cut her ties to Xenon forever. Her glowing blue eyes met Alex's, resolute but vulnerable. "No going back now." Her voice was steady, blunt as always but laced with a quiet finality. Alex reached for her hand, his grip firm despite the pain in his arm. "You chose us." His tone was soft, moved by her sacrifice, his deep blue eyes holding hers. The bracelet on his wrist caught a sliver of moonlight filtering through the cave's cracks, a reminder of losses past and promises new. He pulled her close, his jacket brushing her suit, warmth shared in the 60-degree chill. They moved quickly, setting more traps at the cave's mouth. Alex rigged his hunter's devices, simple but effective against tech. Lira fed him data from her suit, her voice sharp with focus. "Aim for the sensors, here." Together they outmaneuvered the drones, wires sparking as machines crashed into the ice. One by one the hum faded, replaced by the crunch of metal on frost. High above, the Xeno commander stared at his blank console. Lira's signal gone. "Assume lost. Abort search." His voice was cold, efficient, hiding a flicker of doubt. Xenon's order demanded closure, but her disappearance left a gap in their data. The ship turned, retreating into the stars, leaving Glacius 3 behind. Lira and Alex emerged from the cave, the ice forest glowing under the twin moons. Snowflakes danced in the air, soft against their faces. Alex's breath steadied, his arm throbbing but ignored. "We did it." His grin flashed, rare and genuine, as he looked at her. Lyra's eyes softened, her silver skin catching the moonlight. "Alex, I love you." The words came blunt, straightforward, surprising even her with their force. She stepped closer, her hand on his chest. "More than duty, more than Xenon." Alex's sarcasm melted away, his voice a quiet promise. "And you, Lira, we'll make this work." He leaned in, their foreheads touching, a seal on their bond. The forest stood silent, witnessing the shift from pursuit to peace. They sat on a frozen ridge, planning their next steps. "We blend what we know. Your tech, my survival skills." Alex's tone was thoughtful, his mind already mapping a life together. Lira nodded, her scientific mind envisioning structures, tools, a home, resistant to storms, powered by stars. Her words wove hope, a future rising from the ice. A pack of frost wolves howled distance, their calls echoing through the trees. They sensed the change, a new harmony settling over the planet. No longer just predator and prey, but something balanced, like the two figures on the ridge. Alex slipped his bracelet off, placing it on Lyra's wrist. "This is yours now. Our worlds are linked." The metal warmed against her skin, a symbol of their shared path. Lyra's fingers traced it, her eyes meeting his. Across stars, across differences. The tension eased, hope filling the space where fear had been. They stood hand in hand, facing the icy horizon. Auroras painted the sky, colors swirling like their intertwined fates. Glacius 3 felt less hostile, a canvas for their new beginning. Weeks later, their outpost took shape, a blend of Xenon tech and human grit. Lira adjusted a panel, her suit now powered down, integrated into their shelter. "This will hold against the winds." Her voice was practical, but her eyes held warmth. Alex hammered a support. His arm healed. Strength was renewed. Lira taught him star mapping, her fingers tracing holographic charts. Xenon's ways. Navigate any storm. Alex absorbed it, his quiet passion matching her precision. In return, he shared Earth's music, humming tunes that echoed across the ice. Lyra's demeanor softened, her scientific edge melting into smiles. They built a communication array, antennas reaching toward the stars. For human colonies, or others. Alex's voice held cautious hope. Lira nodded, her hand on his. A bridge, like us. She reflected on her choice, thoughts drifting in the quiet. Peace settled in, love over duty, a truth she embraced. The outpost stood as a unity, cultures blending without seam. A faint signal beeped from the array, a human ship distant but real. Optimism sparked, cautious yet bright. They stood atop an ice cliff, auroras above, hands linked. Their love challenged norms, a path to cooperation between worlds. Plans formed, expanding their beacon of hope. The ice forest whispered approval, a new rhythm in its silence. Weeks blurred into a steady rhythm on Glacius 3, the ice forest now a backdrop to their shared labor. Alex and Lira worked side by side, constructing an outpost from scavenged metal and Xenon tech. Lira's suit panels formed the core, humming with energy fields that held the structure firm. Alex hammered supports, his muscles flexing under his jacket, blending human grit with alien precision. "This'll stand against any storm." His voice was warm, laced with quiet pride. Lira adjusted a holographic display, her silver fingers dancing over controls. She taught Alex Xenon's star mapping, charts projecting constellations above them. "See here? Tracks solar flares, predicts blizzards." Her tone was instructive, but softened by his eager nods. Alex traced the lines, his blue eyes lighting up. "Beats my old compass. We'll navigate this rock like pros." Their hands brushed, a spark in the cold air. Alex hummed an earth melody as they worked, notes echoing across the ice. Lira paused, her head tilting, scientific curiosity turning to quiet delight. "Your music, it stirs something." Her voice was blunt, but her glowing eyes held a new warmth. Alex grinned, his bracelet glinting. "It's soul food, keeps the loneliness at bay." The tune wrapped around them, softening her edges, drawing her closer. They erected a communication array, antennas stretching toward the twin moons, wires connected to Lira's tech, pulsing with potential signals. For human colonies, maybe even Xenon one day. Alex's tone held hope, cautious but real. Lira nodded, her suit integrating seamlessly. "A link to the stars, beyond this world." In quiet moments, Lira reflected on her choice. Her thoughts drifted inward, peace settling like fresh snow. Love had won over duty, a warmth she never knew on Xenon. No regrets lingered, only contentment in his presence, a decision she embraced fully. The outpost grew, a symbol of unity where Xenon precision met human resilience. Cultures blended in its walls, holographic maps beside carved ice figures, tech and tradition in harmony. It stood sturdy, a testament to their bond. A faint beep sounded from the array, a signal from a distant human ship. Alex's eyes widened, optimism sparking. "They're out there, close enough to reach." Lira's hand found his, cautious hope mirroring his own. "A new chapter, for us." They climbed an ice cliff, standing hand in hand as auroras danced above. Glacius 3's sky painted their faces in soft colors, the cold wind gentle now. Their love challenged Xenon's norms, a quiet rebellion suggesting paths to cooperation between species. Plans formed as they watched the lights. Expand the outpost, more arrays, better shelters. Alex's voice was thoughtful, envisioning growth. Lira leaned against him, her silver hair catching the glow. "A beacon, for others like us." Hope bloomed, their future a light in the endless ice. Months passed, and the outpost thrived under their care. Lira adapted more Xenon tech, reinforcing walls against fierce storms. "This holds now, no cracks." Her voice carried satisfaction, her demeanor lighter. Alex taught human traditions, storytelling by the hearth, his words weaving tales of Earth. The array hummed stronger, picking up signals from a human colony 2 light-years away. Clear voices crackled through, a bridge forming. Lira and Alex exchanged glances, excitement building. A human scout's voice echoed in their shelter, marveling at the signal. "A human and Xeno? Together?" His tone held wonder, sensing the alliance's potential. The ice forest felt alive around them, a new rhythm pulsing with their presence. They discussed contacting Xenon, careful words of peace. Show them change is possible. Alex's hand squeezed hers. Lira nodded, her eyes resolute. Bridge our worlds. Slowly. Symbols of Earth and Xenon carved into the outpost walls marked their unity. The story whispered of love transcending differences, a foundation for understanding. Under the auroras, Alex and Lira stood, their bond solid, a promise of change. The outpost stood firm against Glacius III's howling winds, its walls a blend of Xenon tech and human ingenuity. Months had carved it into a haven, metal panels humming with Lyra's energy fields, reinforced by Alex's hand-forged supports. Snow swirled outside, but inside warmth held strong. Lira adjusted a power conduit, her silver fingers precise. This'll outlast any blizzard. Her voice was steady, pride softening its usual edge. Alex knelt nearby, etching a new ice figure, a twin moon symbol. Something for us. His grin flashed, warm and familiar, as he handed it to her. Lyra's glowing eyes softened, taking the carving. Your traditions grow on me. Her blunt tone carried a smile, her scientific demeanor melting into something human. Alex's music played softly, Earth's melodies echoing through the shelter, weaving their worlds closer. The communication array hummed, its antennas catching signals from a human colony 2 light-years away. Voices crackled through, clear now, speaking of trade routes and lost outposts. Alex leaned over the console, his bracelet glinting. They're listening. We're not alone anymore. His voice held quiet excitement, a spark of possibility. Lira stood beside him, her suit powered down, integrated into their home. A bridge to others, maybe Xenon too. Her words were cautious, but hope flickered in her eyes. They shared a glance, their bond a silent vow to keep building, to keep connecting. A human scout's voice broke through the array, his tone laced with awe. A human and Xeno, working as one? That's new. He paused, sensing the weight of their alliance. On Glacius III, the ice forest seemed to hum, its silence giving way to a new rhythm, alive with their presence. Frost wolves howled distance, as if approving the shift. Lira and Alex sat by the heater, discussing Xenon. We could reach them. Show peace is possible. Alex's voice was firm, his hand resting on hers. Lira nodded, her silver hair catching the light. Slowly. They value order, not trust. Her bluntness held a new warmth, tempered by their shared vision. They carved symbols into the outpost walls, Earth's circle and Xenon's spiral side by side. Each mark sealed their unity, a testament to love that crossed stars. The shelter stood as a beacon, its lights visible through the ice, a signal to those who sought refuge. The array pinged again, a stronger signal from the colony. We're coming. Want to see this for ourselves. The voice was eager, sparking cautious optimism in Alex's eyes. Lira squeezed his hand, her ice star tucked in her pocket, a reminder of their beginning. They'll see what we've built. Her voice was soft, resolute. Outside, the auroras painted the sky, colors swirling across 200 kilometers. Alex and Lira climbed an ice cliff, standing hand in hand. The cold bit at 50 degrees, but their warmth held it at bay. Glacius III felt alive, its frozen heart beating with its shared purpose. Their story whispered a truth. Love could bridge worlds, melt differences, forge understanding. The outpost grew, a foundation for a new era. Alex's eyes met Lira's, his grin soft. We started something bigger than us. Lira's lips curved, her glowing eyes bright. A change for all. Their hands tightened, the twin moons above sealing their bond, a promise to the stars.